Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Justin Franco, your host today. Welcome back to our Reality Check podcast. Today, I have my co-host here with me, Daniel Rajkumar from UB St. Augustine campus. So, just to get started, Daniel, tell me, what is a parasocial relationship?
So basically, a parasocial relationship is a one-sided relationship that a person has with a social media figure. But it's not just limited to social media figures, it could just be like any celebrity. And it's like a one-sided love that this person has with this figure, but the other person does not know that this person exists.
Wow.
It's a bit of a weird phenomenon.
I think I was like that when I was younger, but I just never labeled it now. Okay, so does it only just be celebrities alone? Can it be like, I would say like vloggers on like YouTube, for example, or fictional characters, or like athletes, or even like musicians and stuff? So is it only celebrities alone, or it can be with literally anyone that doesn't know you exist? Does it?
Literally, it could be with anyone who doesn't know it exists. Because these sort of relationships could just form just so. And a very good example is like the Swifties. And basically, any fandom that exists, there is the development of these sort of parasocial relationships. Not everybody exhibits it, but there are some within these fandoms that exhibit these sort of one-sided love relationships, and it could lead to like the person basically knowing everything about this person, study out for everything because I love this person with that deep love that you have for like your family and stuff. However, the sad part about it is that this other person doesn't know that you exist.
He doesn't know.
And so that's be the error there that has been going on, that's be the trouble that has been going on there. So Franco, how did these sort of relationships even begin to happen?
And honestly, that's a good question. So I think it came around somewhere in the 1950s where a couple of psychologists, I can't remember the names well, but they noticed that television hosts spoke differently to viewers in a more friendly, intimate kind of way. And that kind of created the illusion of a real relationship. And as media has evolved over time now, these relationships became even stronger because influencers now share personal content, daily routines, and more interactions with fans, making them feel like close friends even though the connection is not mutual.
And I've seen this happen like real plenty, especially with like K-pop stans and Swifties and stuff. It had this tweet, I'll go find it and put it up, but basically this girl was basically saying you should name your child after a Taylor Swift song or a Taylor Swift album or something like that. And I also remember a time when I was in school, one of my dogs, he was like, bro, I fall in love with this girl, I really like this girl. No, big man, I think there's a real girl. I think it's something serious. I was like, okay, you're talking to she? He's like, no, but two of them watching each other's pages on Instagram. And I was just like, oh, okay. And I tell him to go and talk to she, basically. Yeah. And I was just there like real supportive, and then afterwards, the next day I asked him, if he told she, he said nah, he's still thinking about it. And I asked him, what's she name? I'll go and see who the person is. I'll see if I can help you talk to she. And he told me Jenna, and I was like, any last name? He said Ortega.
Jenna Ortega?
Yeah. And I didn't know who Jenna Ortega was at this moment, and I was just there like, oh, okay, she white, because I'd never heard her name.
Sound like a white girl name.
Sound like a white girl name. And he was like, yeah, she white. She was trying to live in. He said she living abroad, but two of them. I said, okay, I'll go into the account. When I searched for this person, I realized it's a girl from Wednesday, and I was just there like, wait, who's one talking about? And looking back at it now, I realized that it is a parasocial relationship. However, the important thing is that he's okay now. He got over it and well, he moved on from it. But thinking about it, it's such a weird thing to see in public. But like thinking about it, even I myself probably had like instances of it with like, I can't even remember off my head, but probably happened with me at one point, probably when I was younger. But it's a very interesting thing to see. And well, social media is a great reason why that even happening, because the whole point of it is that, as I said before, celebrities are connecting more with these people,
Even through like TikTok now, where you have influencers that having like these 24/7 live streams and stuff. So you basically getting to interact not with the influencer himself, but with the other influencers in the chat as well. So it's such an immersive experience for an individual. It sometimes makes them forget that it's not just at this point it's not just a fallacy. So now that we kind of understand that parasocial relationships is a normalized concept now in our society that isn't talked about a lot, we can now dive and understand the effects that it could have on your mental health, because mental health is very important. So, Daniel, would you like to shed any light on how mental health is affected?
Well, while we was talking about this, the song "Stand" came to my mind by Eminem. I don't know if you ever hear it.
Yeah, I think I have, yeah.
Yeah, that song, like the whole concept of that song is basically the very bad sides of parasocial relationships and like how bad it could affect somebody. Because I don't know if you all have ever seen, but go and listen to that song, please. Basically, the person who writing the song is like a stan of Eminem, right. And he really loved the artist, and like he has a wife, and he's soon gonna have a daughter, and he's talking about how like he want to name his daughter the same name that Eminem named his daughter. I can't remember the name offhand.
I remember the name as well.
But he wanted to name the daughter the same name, and just keep on writing them letters and saying, oh, I probably get lost in the mail and probably these sort of things. And that leads us into one of the major points of the negative sides of parasocial relationships, which is that it leads to emotional dependency, right. Where basically this person relies heavily on the celebrity to give them this sort of happiness and these sort of things, and it leads to like also the blurring of lines, where basically this person doesn't see that this person is a celebrity anymore. They genuinely believe that they have a connection with this person. So like when this person reaches out to them now, like send them a DM or like try to call them or something, the person would react, and of course the celebrity would react in a kind of negative way because they don't know you.
Exactly.
But the other person would take that very close to heart because they are in love with this person or they look up to this person.
Yeah, they kind of treat that person like an idol.
Yeah, a kind of idol. But that's basically like with K-pop stars as well, like K-pop idols. But it leads to that sort of like emotional dependence, and I think at the end of the song "Stand," he ended up like I think driving to a river or something, and like he was recording it and everything, like and he was just like ranting like how he should have answered him and how he should have thing like that, and that's a very, very bad way to view.
I think that's a very extreme case of a parasocial relationship, because now that you're highlighting that, I realize and how severely it can affect. Because remember, you mentioned earlier that he has a wife, and he has a pregnant wife, and stuff like that. So you think to yourself, a parasocial relationship with Eminem to that degree is forcing you to make, not forcing you, but you are making bad habit decisions that could affect not just you alone, but your family as well.
As your family as well.
But to that extreme, boy,
real dread out there. Well, I see it before. It had this man I know, but he older, I mean by far, but he didn't really like Nicki Minaj, and he was just there like.
I know a friend who he obsessed with Nicki Minaj, bro.
Yeah, like whenever the lady came down in Trinidad, or wherever she was, he was following and he's saying he winding up and she had nothing by Carnival and all kind of thing. Well, he older than we, but he was just there like, bro, like she have a husband, she have like these sort of things going on, and it's a bit weird to see this sort of behavior.
Yeah.
Especially exhibited with celebrities, because a lot of people need to realize as well that these people have personal lives.
These people have personal lives and stuff.
They have families, they have husbands and wives and children.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it would be very strange to see like I go up online and somebody making an edit of my dad or my mom.
Exactly too, because like you don't get to see the authentic self of that person outside when the camera is not rolling, right? So for you to have like this concept and this ideology, how this person eats, drinks and all that stuff, it's for the media, it's for entertainment purposes, it's to entertain you. but you don't ever really know someone deep down unless you get to know them. And because they're such a big popular celebrity, there's only so much that they can get from them. So whatever it is, so even like the smallest things that they might like or do, they will try to form a personality around that. And I would encourage my viewers as well, please don't build your entire personality off of one thing. It desensitizes your integrity as a person, right? There's people I've known that build their entire relationships off of like unnecessary actions and stuff that take place. So you need to be mindful of the stuff that you entertain yourself with on the internet as well, because you don't want to build a parasocial relationship and it's not only it's building jealousy, obsession, and all these things. So it's really good to backtrack and ask yourself, what am I doing? What am I doing here that is affecting not just me alone but other people around me? So that's just kind of my hot take on it, that my 2 cents. So yeah.
Another thing to comment on is like, you ever watch them streamers and just be getting like real big donations?
Yeah.
Like $10,000, $20,000. Of course, for like charity donations, that is very, very good. Like that is nothing wrong with that. Charity is good. However, the whole point of it is like those people who donate just to get the attention.
Yeah, the oversharing as well. Like overspending as well. Because especially if you have a strong parasocial relationship with like a very popular streamer, like let's say Kaiserman for example, every day he gets hundreds and thousands of gift donations and stuff like that, and not all the time you'll have the opportunity to like give thanks to each and every single person that does, because there's so much coming down. So it reaches a point where he kind of treats them as like numbers, and it might sound dehumanizing, but he must understand he's human at the end of the day. He can't be able to like backtrack and look through all the donations and stuff like that. So when people go through the notion of, oh my gosh, he noticed me on his stream, and they're upset and confused as to why they didn't get enough attention from him. Okay, so let's talk about healthy boundaries, right? Because parasocial relationships aren't automatically bad, right? They just become problematic when we blur the line between entertainment and emotional dependency. So yes, it's okay to enjoy an influencer's content, admire them, or feel inspired, but keep this truth in mind: connection isn't mutual, right? So I know a healthy boundary example is like, I enjoy their content, but I don't expect them to respond, notice me, or meet my emotional needs. Now that is obviously a good example of not allowing the influencer that you are inspired or entertained to watch be a form of emotional dependency, and it won't blur your view that the connection is not mutual.
An important thing to also do is to diversify your connections. Go and spend time, meet new people. That's hard. I know as an introvert that's a bit hard. However, try and meet new people. You could go on forums, you could do other different things. Meet people who have the same interests as you. However, when concerning parasocial relationships, it is important to realize, as Franco said, that these people, they're not able to always reciprocate this. And even sometimes, like even when they try to reciprocate it, they may not always be as direct with you because there's so much people. If a person have 1 million followers, they wouldn't be able to address all the million followers. However, they may still try their best to. And so it's important to understand that these people, they have this, they may be looked up to, and it's important to learn from them. However, it is important to also not develop an emotional connection to them, because it could lead to these sort of unhealthy situations where you aren't able to function without them. I know there are some people as well who like, I cannot go to work without listening to a Taylor Swift song. I cannot go and do something without watching Kaiserman stream first. It's a bit unhealthy, and we understand that this is a problem, but an important thing to understand, to do first, is to first understand that you have a problem, and to then diversify and
Yeah,
work
to
on the
assess
problem.
Yeah.
And an important way to do that, of course, therapy is good. However, a very simple thing is to just realize for your own self, okay, I have a problem, I need to work on it, and pray about it and go with God on it, because at the end of the day, the only true non-parasocial relationship we have is with God.
Well said.
Well said. However, we thank you all for paying attention today. We hope you all enjoy. And tune in next week, because we have another spicy episode next week on intersectionality.
Oh boy.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.